Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to another edition of Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. Breaking on day 25, multiple law enforcement partners. We saw Pima County sheriffs. We saw potentially the FBI. We could potentially have the district attorney's squad out at Nancy Guthrie's home, day 25. Is it coincidental, Ed, that we had a $1 million reward? Now it's $1.2 million all in total, and a little bit of change, that we have this activity the very, very next day. We're going to get into it, but Ed, your thoughts on what we saw here today?
Well, we don't know exactly who these people were. And, could they be the county investigators? Yes. If I had, based on my experience to guess, I would say that a prosecutor was doing a walkthrough of this potential crime scene here. Well, not potential, this crime scene. And they were taking photographs with a cell phone, a gentleman in a suit. So, there might be a prosecutor's investigator. They came in 3 black, looked like Chevy SUVs, suburban SUV types like Tahoe or something. And they had Arizona license plates, not U.S. government license plates. Then there was a white SUV that was there as well with 2 people that were dressed down, as opposed to the others that were wearing suits and pants and skirts and so forth, more business attire. That said, it just looks to me like a prosecutor coming for a standard walkthrough of this crime scene, and trying to get the lay of the land, so to speak.
Hey, let's go to our chat, Ed. Let's go to our live chat and ask them what their thoughts are. Hey, what do you think? You guys saw it today. I think everybody was eyes on it. It just so happened I was at the dentist getting some work done on my teeth. I had a cleaning, and then I had a little bit of a cavity that they had to fill for me. So I just came back from the dentist. It was funny that 2 weeks ago I was at the dentist and another breaking story came out, and I had to rush home. But let us know what you think. Was this the FBI? Was it local, state, federal? Was it the district attorney's office? I'm thinking it was the district attorney office investigators, along with possibly the partners on the case, which have, obviously our FBI and Pima County Homicide Squad. Let's take a listen to our good friend Nancy Liu from News Nation and see what she had to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ed, I counted 6 people walking up to the residence. They went right straight to the front door, up the circular driveway, and the woman here in the blonde looks like she's probably either a district attorney or an assistant district attorney. We're just again, we're guessing because we don't have their credentials, and they were making some. It looked like they were making some gestures at that front door in regards to the area where the blood, which we now know is confirmed from Nancy Guthrie, and they point to the floor, and we'll take a peek at this.
Absolutely. And they're going to the front door. Yeah. Wow.
It almost seemed like he was saying this is where the blood drops were.
Yeah, I mean, like he's giving a narrative to looks like the long-haired woman there in the blue suit.
That's what makes me think that it is someone from the prosecutor's office, and that's reassuring, because if in fact this is the district attorney investigator squad and a district attorney who is going to be taxed with putting this case forward when a perpetrator is taken, or perpetrators, plural, are taken into custody, they always like to have a lay of the land and know the property, the whole setup at Nancy Guthrie's home, so they can successfully prosecute a case going forward. But yeah, definitely making those motions, Ed, like, hey, this is where the blood droplets were that you saw? Because I'm sure that she's seen pictures and or video of that.
You know, in my career on high profile cases, the district attorney's office would send out their video crew, and they would do their video after we completed our photography. And we would work together to make sure that they weren't contaminating anything, weren't stepping over each other or damaging any evidence. And the DAs, there used to be what we call a writing DA. And
Right.
they would come out to the scenes on these high profile cases. In fact, I actually met JFK Jr. At a crime scene in Central Park.
Wow.
Okay? And, you know, he was a part of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office.
Yeah, I remember when the writing ADAs would come out on the heavy cases, and they would come either to the location or they'd come to where you had your perp under arrest in the detective squad, and they would, you know, do the whole videotape and interview and so forth. Yeah, the writing. This is what reminds me of the writing district attorneys going out to the scene. We may be, folks, and I'm not saying definitively, but we may be getting close to having some movement in this case, possibly a perpetrator taken into custody. Don't be surprised if in the next day or so, or you know, several days, we see a breaking news story of a perpetrator in custody. And I hope that they are close, but this is indicative of it. No?
Can you, yeah. Can you back up that video just a little bit? Did they open up that door? Yeah, let's see right here.
Looks like he's going to it to show the
Right. Okay. Let's follow this through. I know this is where he starts getting very animated, and it seems to be explaining something to her. You know, the blood, the plant material.
Yeah,
what happened? I thought
it broke away.
Well, I thought I saw something after that looked like
we do have
the
another
door.
piece. We have another piece. So people in the chat are saying, is it could be the FBI BAU? Could be. We don't know. We don't know.
Behavioral Analysis Unit, for those don't understand the acronym.
The acronym, yeah.
Yeah, and they come out of Quantico. Okay, so
It would have been government plates if that was.
yeah, usually, you know, I mean, because these people aren't undercover agents or anything like that. So if they were traveling in FBI vehicles, it would have FBI government license plate on it, not an Arizona license plate.
Yeah, Mima says, I think they have a suspect, but they're not saying anything. This is interesting. Ed and I talked about this before we went live. They go to the garage, Nancy Guthrie's garage, and now there's a vehicle back in there, which is interesting. And what we did point out in this video, even though it's dark, I want to roll back because Ed and I, we were talking, but let me roll back. Take a picture. Take a look at the guy in the beard right here. This guy with the long ZZ top beard. He's got a gun on him. He's an investigator of some sort, and could be from the FBI, could be from the homicide squad. But watch him. He does what the pitchers and catchers and coaches in baseball do when they come up to the mound. They cover their face when they're talking because they know there's a drone above them, and they don't know if that drone has capabilities to pick up their audio. So they were muffling their mouths. Him, and I believe it was this guy, Ed, or no?
No, there were a bunch of them. Yes, the guy in the suit and the looks like the long-haired woman, and they were putting their hands over their mouth so that, you know, people couldn't see their conversation, so they could get lip reading.
Yeah, here it is right here. So again, that's because they don't want the sensitive information that they're discussing to be released out into the public. So this is a way to, you know, it's kind of a, you know, it's not the best way to muffle the sound, but it does work when you're having a conversation. I'm sure he wasn't yelling, so they were probably talking low, and he was covering his mouth. So audio could not be picked up.
Yeah, I don't think it was for audio per se. I was thinking just for the lip reading.
Yeah. Just got to cover all grounds, and you never know with the technology that some folks might have or whatever the case may be. Yeah, see, he's making a description of like, he went out this way or something like that.
And you can see the guy in the suit.
Covering his mouth.
Right, he's covering his mouth, and he's talking to the long-haired woman there, and then she's going to cover her mouth. Yeah, she's putting her hand down now, and now they're going in the garage.
Yeah. So from a crime scene and evidence collection perspective, Ed, I don't think we saw or had any reports of them coming out with any items, but there was like a crime scene type vehicle backed up, and he was backed up. Right. This is what do they call this?
Casita,
the guest house.
the guest house.
So there was a camera right here. You could still see the solar panel up on the top of the roof, but the truck was parked back over here for a long period of time. And we'll show you some footage from that.
It also looked like the truck from the locksmiths that were there.
Yes. I was going to say that. Thank you, Ed, for pointing that out. But Ed, I want to go to you because you're, you process well over 2,500 crime scenes in your time, to over 2 decades in the NYPD. In your professional opinion, would they be coming out to collect evidence here, or is this just a look through, like a walkthrough?
It appears to me to be a walkthrough, and it also appears to me that they're treating this as if the crime scene is done and doesn't need to be safeguarded anymore, in terms of not wearing any PPE.
There you go.
No booties, no gloves. I think one guy had gloves. I did see, believe a blue set of gloves on one person. And I don't believe anybody else was wearing any type of PPE. So I guess they're just saying, okay, we're done with this house and the scene here, and now we're going to give the district attorney a walkthrough, or the assistant district attorney. Who knows? I don't know who that person or these people are.
Absolutely. And let's set the record straight. District attorney squad detective investigators have badges.
Yeah, and they're cops. My wife was one after she retired from the NYPD major case. She became a district attorney's investigator here in Staten Island, Richmond County Prosecutor's Office.
And not to confuse anybody, we know that Nancy Guthrie's car was towed out of this garage. Is this the car back in that garage? I'm not sure because I wasn't paying close attention to the year, make, and model. And this looks like a late model SUV back in that garage. So let us know if anybody in the chat knows about the car. And if you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up on this video. It's free. Also, subscribing is free. We encourage everybody to subscribe. We're retired New York City police detectives and 9/11 World Trade Center first responders. We're giving it to you from the police detective's perspective here. And if you like that, please hit a number 1 in the chat and hit that thumbs up button for us. Let me know what the rest of this play, because they walk out by the pool and they are talking. They're doing, again, that covering the hand over the mouth talk. And they do a lot of walking around. So let's take a peek.
Now you see they're closing the door.
Yeah, no sound to this. They're inside.
So they obviously touched the button.
Yes. Thank you for all the number 1s in the chat. The guy with the red-billed cap, again, you could visibly see he's got a gun on his right hip. He was kind of looked like he was leading the charge, if you will, Ed, with talking to everybody. This female appears to be someone from an investigative capacity. This definitely is a district attorney, I believe. And this is, again, our guessing from years and years of dealing with crime scenes and dealing with different aspects of investigations. Let's see where they go from here. You can see the drone. See the shadow of the drone there where my cursor is?
Yep.
You can see it right up here in the house perfectly.
Yeah, so there's a nice patio there from a living area. There's a couple sliding glass doors, and this grass patio leads into the pool area where there's a gate.
Ed, also too, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Continue after I'm done with this. We do now know from previous visits when we thought that those were locksmiths or people coming to, there's a door, an entrance door right here, a pull open walk-in door, and then another one right here. Remember we saw them at both sides? So continue, Ed.
All right, so now they're going to get to this, what possibly is a wrought iron gate that's into a masonry wall that separates the grass patio from the paved patio of the pool area. And now they're going to be looking at something, and then one of the
Sorry about that. Blew my ears out.
The guy in the suit will later take out a camera and take a picture of something right there.
Yeah. We saw, I believe it was this gentleman took out a cell phone and took a photograph, and we'll go to that. Here's the vehicle that we were talking about. Thank you, LA Farmhouse, for the comment. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you to Michael Joseph Murray for being a member for over 28 months and a good friend to Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. So what's your thoughts and take on this vehicle? This is the one that was back parked on the side of the building, the house, the guest house.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Toyota truck, and it looks like a work truck, and it looks similar to the truck that was there for the locksmiths.
But it looks to be a deputy. I see a brown uniform.
You see a uniform? See if we see a patch.
Let me slow it up. Yeah,
No,
see,
I can't see anything.
Oh, look, right here. The patch.
No, I don't think that's a patch. It was his chest area.
Maybe that's a badge then.
No, maybe it's just the way the light came in.
Oh, maybe we can agree to disagree, Ed.
Okay.
Fair enough. So that's a shot of the other vehicles, and let's look at the plates.
Yeah, they were taking. Yeah, it's an Arizona license plate, and it says TAASAP. Okay. Go back. Right.
Yeah, 54.
Go back just a little bit.
TAA 54P.
Is it a number? Yeah, TAA 54P. Yeah, that doesn't appear to be a U.S. government plate, so I'm not thinking. And it has the if I'm looking at it correctly, it has the spotlight on the A pillar of the driver's there. So I mean, it's possibly a state and local or county law enforcement vehicle.
Let's call the police and run that plate. Pull it
Step
over.
away from the vehicle.
Pull over. All right. Let's go to the chat and get some questions. Hashtag Ed, hashtag Duty Ron. What's your thoughts? I mean, I love to hold these town hall meetings with the community because they're watching the case just like we are, Ed, but they just don't have the inside of, and we don't have the inside knowledge, but we have the experience of dealing with this. So what's your thoughts on what we had going on here? I'm going to grab another piece as we, okay, here it is. This is what I want to show you guys.
Doesn't appear they did any forensic work that I can tell.
Definitely not. No forensics whatsoever. All right, so let's see what we got. Thank you, Candy, for becoming a member.
They were in and out of the casita and going through the sliding glass door. Again, they might have been changing the locks there or doing something in there. I heard reports of drilling.
Right. Let's take a peek. Let me listen to this.
Clock, and in just the as an update for us right now, Andrew.
Yeah, Robbie, good afternoon to you. I want you to take a look right behind me. These SUVs here, they've been here since about 9 o'clock. And in just the past 5-6 seconds, we've seen the agents that were inside this house since about 10 o'clock get into these SUVs. And it looks like they're about to leave here. You see there's a ton of media. There has been a ton of media here. But instead of going to the VL, let's just hold on this live shot. I'm going to explain to you what we've seen here through the day.
And so Angela Lake, thank you for being a channel member. She must have been watching on a different, because there was like tons of live streams on TikTok and on YouTube. People were there and they caught it. And I have some footage from a couple of those folks, and they did a great job of getting close-ups. But she said whatever the locksmith was doing, it was loud. It sounded like a drill.
See, there you go.
So there you have it.
They've been focused on that doorway in front of the house, also the side of the house and the backyard. And we've seen the investigators go between this main house and then the guest house, the pool house, that house in the back. So all this started just after 9 o'clock this morning when we believe were Pima County investigators here. And then about 45 minutes later, these 3 black SUVs started to come in. And you see now that they're leaving finally. But there were 6 people who made their way around the backyard and inside. And while they were here, we saw them taking pictures near the front door and in the yard. One person inside by the front door taking pictures. So we don't know if this was a planned part of the investigation. They were planning to be out here today to do this stuff, or if this was from a new tip. We know there has been a definite increase in calls since the Guthrie family increased that reward. Here locally, 80.
All right, Ed, what do you got up on the screen? Let's answer this one out. Leah?
Yeah. So she's saying she believes the perp seen the reward, called the FBI, told them something only a person who was in the house would have known. So they went there to check it out. Well, if that was true, then it would have been a full-blown forensic team that went out there to document, photograph, and validate what was said on a tip line. Okay.
But that's a great question. I mean, most people who the lay person that's watching us, nobody has a clue of how this works. And that's why it's great that we have crime scene unit expert, CSI expert Ed Wallace on panel here with us always as a co-host, and is a great part of this community to break this stuff down. And that's a great point you brought out, Ed. If it was anything that had to do with the collection of evidence, we would see a completely different package here. We wouldn't see suits walking around without gloves or booties on. We wouldn't see what this nonchalant right. It seemed almost kind of just like, well, let's just take a peek around and look at the finer points. But what they did give us is a look into some of the more important parts of this crime scene, which is A, the front door, B, the side gate, the gate, the garage, that gate that leads out from the pool into the grassy area. And then also we have photographs from some of the local news reporters of the sliding glass door open in that casita. Did I say that right? Casita?
You got it. Nailed it.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
The Spanish is getting better.
A casita. That casita was an interesting photograph because it showed a carpet, like a throw rug, right? And then something that was rolled up. And I really couldn't make out like what, if there was any staining on it or anything of that nature, but we did get thanks to a drone shot, boom, right in there. Ed, what do you got?
So Renee, Ed, are you surprised that no security cameras revealed suspicious cars coming out of the neighborhood around 2 or 3 a.m. timeframe? Well, here's the thing. This neighborhood has these houses in this neighborhood have these huge setbacks from the street. In addition, they have a lot of gardens and plant life in their front yards, kind of obstructing things. So this area is, while it seems to be very high end in terms of the pricey houses here, it seems also to not have coverage of the street.
Right. Yeah. And that's an unfortunate part, because you would think, like, when we look at the drone shots of this location, you would think that some of the other neighbors, I know they were at one of the particular close neighbors' house looking for any of the photos or video that they can obtain from their cameras. But yeah, it's just such an obscure, it's an odd neighborhood because nothing's like really visible from the road without obstructions.
And what I'm really shocked about is the lack of traffic cameras that record in this community.
Yeah,
okay? They don't seem to have them.
Very unfortunate. That's a killer for a case like this, because you really rely on that stuff tremendously. Mm-hmm. I want to thank also the people who are gifting out the memberships. DB Bentley, thank you for being so kind. Thank you for becoming a new member. Judy Morrison, thank you so much. There's several people who were gifted. KNS 6182 gifted 5 memberships. Welcome all the new folks. Thank you for becoming members. Ed and I really, really appreciate you guys, because really without the live audience, we have nothing. And your comments and your concerns are what makes this a great place, because we can answer them if we have those answers. So it's always great to have you guys here, and thank you so much. Torch Lake Girl said it looked like a comforter rolled up. Remember I said that, Ed? It looked like some type of blanket or some type of comforter rolled up as well.
On the ground in the casita.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the floor in the casita. Yeah.
So let's take a peek at this was a good shot live now from Fox. Let's just take a peek at this because they were going with the drone footage, Ed.
Yeah.
So you see anything more in the chat that you might want to grab?
I'm looking. See, now they're walking by the window over there, and it's hidden behind all this landscaping. This is what we talked about earlier in the previous episodes about security-wise. The landscaping is too much and overgrown, and doesn't afford good security for the house because people can hide in this kind of landscaping, and you would never see them.
This is where they go and take the photos of this gate right here. And
right. But now they're on the pool side. Before they were on the lawn side.
Right. And don't forget, folks, this pool had pool maintenance people come. I think it was last week or the week before last.
Yeah. They signed in with the safeguarding police officer at the scene, gave up their IDs. He called it in, and they were allowed in to maintenance the pool.
And we found it outrageous that that they said, yeah, go ahead and take care of the pool. Who's going to be in the pool? Nobody's going to be going in the pool. They could have said, hey, listen, come back in a week or two when we wrap this investigation up, and then you could take care of the pool. But they let them come on, and now here's investigators some weeks later, a week or so later.
I mean, they got a robot in the pool cleaning the surface, right? And so really the only things you would have to do is check the chemicals in them, because I have an in-ground pool and I do my maintenance myself, and it's not that hard and it doesn't take that much time. And if the pool is clear and it's running fine and the chemicals are stable, what's the sense?
Loco Moco, she's correcting us. They came twice, for crying out loud, Duty Ron. Crying out loud. Amanda, thank you so much for that. Duty Ron and Ed, Brian Enton said a vehicle pulled into the garage.
Yeah, the white SUV, after the black SUVs left, it pulled into the garage or by the garage, but there was already a vehicle in there. So I don't understand, whose vehicle that was.
Right. And here's someone, one of our channel members, actually, Cat Commander. Thank you so much, Cat Commander, for being a member. She said the locals say after every rain, they have to put chemicals in the pool there. But nobody's using the pool. Is anybody from the Guthrie family going to have a pool party at a crime scene where their mother was abducted? Yeah. Come on.
And
so
assaulted?
Abducted, assaulted, and all of the above. It's just crime scene and Detective 101. If this happened, and I know it didn't, but if this happened here in New York, those people would be denied. Ed, let's put ourselves on. Would that be a denied access?
Yeah, at this time, it's not important to have them go in there. I mean, can someone go and scoop up some pool water and bring it over to them, and then they can put their chem test in it and get the strip, put the chem test in it, and look at the pH and all that stuff, the chlorine and all. Yeah, they can do that, but it's a bit much after every rain. I mean, you test the water, and you see if you need to shock it.
All right, let's go here. This is where they now touch this gate, and they spend time, and they do again the hand over the mouth. I'm going to slow it up a little bit so we could really analyze it as they're doing it. So,
see, and there's a couple of stairs down from the pool patio.
Right. He picks up some, it looks like plant life or something. Yeah, plant. A wilting plant. So he grabs that gate there. No, I thought at first that was a white glove, and I think you did too, Ed. What do you think they're doing here? With the photo and pointing out at this gate?
I don't know. He's photographing something on the ground. Maybe he's documenting. I don't know. It doesn't appear like he's pointing the camera towards the bottom of the gate. So there's something on that pavement.
Yeah. We're all looking back at it.
Mm-hmm. But they just walked right over it. So,
Yeah. He's making out something. Doing something showing like something was strung out here. Like, watch this hand movement here.
Beautiful house, though.
Like, doesn't it look like he's doing like something like with a rope? Look. Maybe I'm just getting a little too. Here, watch this guy right here. How far do I have to go? Yeah, right here. So they're walking away, but he's looking back and he points and he goes, see?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let us know what you think in the chat. And guys, if you like this type of analysis from the police detective's perspective, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. So this way you'll get all things Duty Ron and Ed Wallace when we go live or upload another video. Hey, we got another question coming in from our good friend.
Yeah, she's saying in her last comment that the persons could have been explaining like a certain plant in a room or a certain picture on the wall or where TV was, et cetera, et cetera. They wouldn't need forensics for that. Well, respectfully, I disagree because if the crime scene investigators didn't give this any significance when they did their basic overall medium range and close-up photographs, you may not have detailed photographs of these particular items. So you want to go back and take a more detailed photograph of these items that were explained so that in a future prosecution, if you know, praying to God that we do have one here, that you could use that in your trial.
There you go, Ed. Thank you for that. This is the photograph that we're referring to. Let me just take this off.
Yeah, it's definitely
So it says Fox drone captures a glimpse inside the Guthrie Casita.
So it looks like there's a throw rug and some kind of possible, I don't know what that is, a comforter? Is that a comforter?
Let me try to zoom in on it. Why does it do that all the time? That's the best I can get, but it looks like something balled up, possibly a comforter. Like it's like like a sleeping bag rolled up. Chat. Let us know what you think, chat, in the chat. And then here, like, I don't know if this is just shadows, but it looks
There's something coming out from underneath it that's on top of the throw rug. It's not the throw rug, and it doesn't look like it's a part of whatever that possible comforter is.
Right. I know this is a throw rug, but this looks like a little staining area, but it may be possibly something like you said.
Right. It could be a slipper. It could be a stain.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
Definitely know it's a throw rug with this little frilly things. Janine's got one in the entrance.
Yeah, it might be like a runner.
Right. And this is the secondary, you know, the guest house. And they spent some time in here. No booties, no gloves. They were in there. Ed, maybe some of your thoughts as it pertains to what they were doing inside there. Is it just for the look around, like what they were doing outside?
Yeah, possibly the walk around, and maybe this is where if in fact the locksmiths were there, maybe they were working on this, because the last time we saw the locksmiths, they were working on the back of the main house.
Right. Yeah, could be. I just want to go to his timeline here and see if he's got anything else interesting. Matt. Oh, okay. Here's what they were talking about with the car. So that's a black. Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's the car that was in there. That was a black SUV. That's one of their vehicles. They pulled right into the garage when they came up.
What the fuck? Yeah, this is from drone.
Yeah. They had 3 black, looks like Chevy SUVs.
Wow. I knew
they pulled right into the garage.
That's insane. I don't get that, Ed. But I thought for a second, could they have put Nancy's car back in there? But I knew it was a different color and a different make.
I would be surprised if they put that car in. They should still have that car in their evidence.
And look, here's the front end of the
white SUV.
Yeah, the white SUV that had.
And when they leave, that white SUV is going to pull up where this black SUV is coming out of.
Yeah. Why? I don't want to curse, but I really want to curse because that's like, is that something?
That's like they gave up on the crime scene already. It's done. It's over. There's nothing else in there, according to them.
They're just shitting all over the crime scene now. You're driving a car, your personal. So is this the district attorney's car? I don't know. Who would do that? I don't know, Ed. maybe I'm just making a big deal out of nothing, but
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have done it.
Unless, okay, wait a minute. Maybe they did take evidence out of that house and put it in that car because they wanted to shield the drone.
Right. That's possible, but they don't look like forensic people, and none of them had gloves or PPE or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking, chat. Let's go to the chat. I love our chat. I love the replay viewers, the live chatters. Chat, what do you think? Do you think that they put their unmarked black SUV inside the garage to slip evidence into it for the case? What are you guys thinking? I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that would justify that.
I mean, they shut the door after they went in.
It's not family members. Someone's saying maybe it's family members. You think maybe they whisked the Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie in there to see the mom's house? Oh, you want to take a look through? I don't think so.
I don't think you should still be doing. You would be doing that at this point.
No. We're left to.
You don't want to add any other DNA in here.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks, Karen Solak. We love you, and we appreciate everyone's. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Kids want to see some valuables? No, it's a crime scene still. Nobody's go. Remember, we went nuts when in the Idaho 4 case with Moscow PD, they had their rental truck, and they went and took all the kids, stuff that they didn't think was part of the crime scene or evidence value. And remember, they packed up that U-Haul, and the chief of police, Chief Fry, got stuck in the snow. We were going crazy about that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Locomoco says no rules seem to apply with this case. I mean, again, we're speculating. We could be completely off on this, but there's no good reason to put a car in Nancy Guthrie's garage where she disappeared from. This is the last known, according to Tommaso, the last known location of where she walked in to the house. Yikes. Here's Webbs saying maybe they took equipment in to use and didn't want anyone to see.
Mm-hmm. That's possible. It could be in the SUV and didn't want anybody to see it.
Let's see what else this guy's got on here. There's the photo. There's somebody inside the house. You can see that.
Looking through the window.
Thank you, Heavy Hook. Thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for being here, brother. So he's just kind of peering out that window. That's the bearded guy.
Uh-huh.
So somebody said, wouldn't they have to have the remote to open a garage? Yeah, I would think, unless there's a panel on the outside. So let me see what else he's got here. Oh, there's a little bit more.
As far as the garage door is concerned, somebody's saying, I think it's Nancy's saying, the remote, did they have the remote? Well, if there was a electronic keypad there, maybe they had the code and were able to open it that way.
So here's more of the covering of the mouth, both of them. These two are talking to each other, the gentleman with the glasses and who we think is the district attorney.
Now, this guy here with the tie, he has a ID card attached to his belt.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of interesting activity, and it's no coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that just a day ago on day 24, Savannah went live onto her Instagram account and made that announcement that they are offering a $1 million reward for her mother's return. And she conceded at one point and said, we know that there's a possibility that she's home with her maker. Exact words. News station said they got 2,200 calls since then. Could you imagine how many the FBI tip line that we have running at the bottom of this stream has received since that $1 million reward, and all in total, it's over $1.2 million with the extra donations from the FBI and private donors. So it's pretty interesting that the very next day we have this movement, and here they are. This is drone footage. This guy is Matt Finn. I followed him because he's got a lot of information on his Twitter. All right, Ed, let's go to the chat and we'll get ready to wrap it up. Hashtag Ed, hashtag Duty Ron. Someone said, could these be private investigators? Negative. No.
Well, the family could have hired private investigators, and we know they did. But I don't think law enforcement would let them have access like this.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm just getting ready to pull up some footage. Again, there's so many live streamers that were out here during the day today, and I say kudos to everybody that's been out there. This one's from Kristen shared this with me. Dad's Gone Live. I wanted to get it right. So this is footage from Dad's Gone Live. I've never heard of him, but he was out there.
Yeah, they're from California, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. So this gives us a better shot of the Tahoe. You can see there's the Arizona plates on both of these. CWD 1100, CWW 1201. Hold on, let's get the cops. Pull it over.
Tahoe. Oh, that's right. Okay.
So here's a look at that vehicle that everyone was talking about back further.
Is this a video or just a photo?
No, this is video. This is
okay,
video.
because I believe when they pull out those black SUVs, it pulls into the garage.
I didn't want to. Let's let this play. And I put it back full speed. So I'll link his channel in the description if anybody wants to go over and check it out. But this is very clear footage. Some of the best live stream clear footage that I've seen in a long time. He's got double cameras, one on the side of the Casita. Am I saying it right again? Side of the guest house. And this was the area that they were going into. At one point in the stream, I see those investigators opening the cabinets. This is a utility of some sort. What were you guessing that was?
On the side, yeah, it's probably utilities in there, because it's like a series of metal cabinets with doors.
Right. I'm trying to just move this along to where we see some activity. Okay, yeah. So here he zoomed in here, and they open these doors. You can see there's handles on them. And this is the backside of that guest house. Sliding glass doors right here. You see them going from here all the way over here. So
and that's also true, Natasha. It could be where they hide their garbage cans.
Excellent, Natasha Cat. Thank you for that. Thank you for that comment.
But there's a sign there. There's a sign there. I can't read what that sign says.
Here?
Yeah. No, on the metal there, right there.
Oh,
There's
that's
a sign
like
there.
white vent to me.
We'll go back to that one that got closer.
Yeah, it's a vent.
It's a vent. Okay, so yeah, that could be either for the smell, or it could be for it is a utility of some kind and it needs to be vented.
So
everybody's debating how to say Casita and spelling too.
All right, so here's from Mastiff Lover, a channel member.
Yeah, oh, there he goes. He's bringing in a backpack. Huh.
Let's back it up a little bit. Okay, Ed, let's talk about this. First of all, this is first we're seeing of this guy. Mastiff Lover, thank you for the comment. She says, Duderon, sorry if people think it's inappropriate to say, but skirts equal court, not law enforcement. I can't agree wholeheartedly with that, because we've had some detectives who I personally worked around would occasionally wear skirts.
My wife wore skirts in her office from time to time, and it wasn't always suit pants or.
Yeah. Thank you for the comment, but I respectfully disagree with that one because I've seen many, female detectives wearing skirts. Not a lot where I worked in Brooklyn North, but definitely. And Ed's wife is a retired detective. All right, Ed.
Ron, this guy may be the bearded guy from before, and now he's got a jacket and a hat on. If you can go back and look at those photos, and
that guy had a dark beard. This guy's almost got reddish.
Yeah,
it's not him. It's not different.
We'll see if he was wearing glasses or anything.
I'm a one-man band here, Ed. You're asking for a lot.
Stop breathing down my neck.
Where is it?
Stop breathing down my neck.
Pardon my French.
Don't you dare.
All right. Joey Egg Drop. Ed, say hello to Joey Egg Drop. He's a good man. He's a good friend.
Where's Joey Egg Drop?
He's right there on the screen. He's sending in $10.
That's at Redshift 415.
He's Joey Egg Drop.
He's Joey Egg Drop. You like Egg Drop shoot? Do you like egg? That's not real Chinese, by the way. That's an American invention.
Don't make fun of him. He's all right. Let's look at a little bit more. I'm going to scroll through this because this is several hours, 3 hours of this footage. But this is a great Ed. I mean, even the news didn't get this clear of a view. I think he said he was using a satellite, cell satellite gizmo to get the footage. No trespassing yesterday, today. All right, let's see. So again, this is from earlier today. I'm just trying to get any activity. What do you think he was doing with the knapsack, Ed, going in there?
He had some tools in it, some equipment to do something.
There's a Pima
Maybe had a camera. Could have had anything in there.
Yeah. So a lot of activity today, but again, we didn't see anything coming out of there. No brown bags, nothing that was open for the camera to capture. Let's put it that way, right? So at the 1 hour and 16-minute mark, it looks like everybody comes out. Here we are. All right, let's.
Oh yeah, it's this different beard guy. He's got a blue shirt and khakis.
Definitely khakis.
Khakis. It's Jake from State Farm.
That's why I said khakis. All right, I'm going to do it slow. Here they come, walking on out. Starlink. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Deb. Debbie. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 4, 5.
See, he's going over to the truck, but that's a different guy because he doesn't have a beard and glasses.
Yeah, but he was with them, the main people that were, the guy with the red bill hat.
Uh-huh.
So he has
this one's got a badge on his belt.
Yeah, it looks like a detective's.
Yeah.
Take a look again. I'll slow it up a little bit more.
Were you going to go back to where they came out?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I think it was 116. I believe.
I think you jumped too far ahead.
Hold on, Ed.
Stop breathing down my neck.
There we go. I feel like I'm watching something from The Hangover when they come walking out of the casino.
There they go. Okay, 1. He's got a badge on his belt with the blue shirt leading the pack. He's got like a logo on his shirt that looks like law enforcement. Yeah.
I'll show you what that looks like, folks, in the chat. What he's wearing there, and I wear those shirts a lot, is something that shows.
Yeah, that looked like a lieutenant shield. Got some writing underneath it.
Yeah. So this is. She's definitely from the DA squad. The bearded guy, definitely different than the guy in the white truck. So they're going to that front Tahoe. He's going to this Tahoe. These got to be DA's investigators, because it's the same kind of sequence and plate, the same exact kind of car. You know how like these special units have their own vehicles. I believe that they were all from the detectives, from the DA squad, the investigators.
Let's let that run, because I believe that white SUV that's in the driveway by the garage is now gonna, after that other SUV leaves, is gonna pull into that garage.
I was getting impatient. All right, here we go. I'll let it.
There he goes. Look,
He cuts through the. Oh yeah, he went in the garage.
He just went in the garage.
Holy shiitake mushrooms, Ed.
Right, and that was the guy with the backpack.
The backpack, and that was the extended the cab with the compartments in the back.
No. It was a similar SUV as we're seeing here. It was a Tahoe, and it was just white.
Yeah, the Tahoes are definitely the district attorney's investigators, which are just like detectives. Again, each district attorney's office has a homicide squad. They have, Ed, your wife worked in, not special victims, but they have special victim squad. But your wife worked in, what was it, the major case squad or something like that?
Yeah, the NYPD?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she was major case. Yeah.
And then when she went to the DA squad,
she was with the Richmond County District Attorney's Office as a senior investigator.
Yeah. So that was a good catch, Ed. So that vehicle went in. Let's see it again. Make sure we got this right. So it was the guy with the red billed cap. Wait, that was.
Yeah, let it run.
Okay, got it. And he went in quick.
Yep.
Let's see if that door shuts. It's got to be a drone shot of that. The door is not shut. I still see the white of the truck right here. There it goes. It's going down now.
Yeah, the door's coming down.
Yep. Oh, wait. Went back up.
It went back up. He's not in far enough.
The back of the truck.
It's not in far enough.
It hit his truck. This is the back. Wait. That's fucking funny. It's going down.
It just went up and then boom. And it's going back up now. I hate it when that happens.
Kev says, good eye, Ed. Hey, guys. So, again, it could have been anything. Here's the drone. They had 3 drones. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Damn. That's an active little place right there. All right. Let's see what else he has on the footage here. I think this is it. After these guys leave, there's really nothing more. But maybe he gets that vehicle exiting. There's all the flowers. But now I'm curious. I want to see if that truck goes out of there. In this angle, isn't the garage right here? Yeah. Thank you, Master Blower. All right. Well, eventually we know he has to come out, and look, here's the memorial that's set up out in front of Nancy's home. This is a perspective that you don't get unless you're there, right?
I'm sure the media is going to be questioning the sheriff. for who these people were and what they were doing, and we'll probably get more information shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to look really quick. Ed, could you scan the chat for any questions and related?
Yeah.
Hashtag Ed, hashtag Ron in the chat. All right, this is from the Post.
Yeah, that's when they pull in. Oh, man. See, the problem, the problem with this is with these types of high-profile cases is like the media just and the internet YouTubers and everything, they just take over these communities. And look, that street is down to one lane.
I know. But look, this is how it goes in all the cases, Ed. As long as they abide by what is being asked of them, and it seems like they are, the community is not happy about it. Would you be happy if your community got over?
No, not at all.
Yeah, we'd all be pissed off, right? But
right, you just want to come home at the end of your work day and decompress and relax, and you got to deal with all that.
Yep. Yeah. Jen, thank you for the super chat. She says, I love listening to this. You guys would be great with a boat launch. All right, wait.
You should see me launch my boat. It's hilarious.
I've seen Ed out in the boat photos. I won't go into any further, but he shared some photos of him out on the boat with his family.
Yeah, I was getting chased down.
Stop it. Stop. Hold on.
Stop breathing down my neck.
Oh, wait. That wasn't the one I wanted. All right, so let's look at these guys real quick. Same cast that went in earlier, but this is them coming in courtesy of the Post. But let's take a look. Hopefully they pan to the back here. There's already a vehicle. So there's that vehicle back there where I was talking about, secreted. And Ed, I want to go back to this because this is an area that a few weeks, well, this is now going into what, week 4? This Sunday coming up will be week 4. Remember week 2, you said to me, Ed, could there be a possibility that this guy was laying in wait back here in this grassy, in this overgrown area? And if it's true that Tommaso dropped her off and she walked in the garage, which would be right here, and someone was back here waiting, and that we see how slow that garage door goes down. Have someone just slip in there, let Nancy get comfortable and get in her bed, get into her sleep mode, and then wait and wake her up.
Wait from 9:30 to 2 in the morning. And then what was the necessity? What was the necessity to go to the front of the house and get yourself recorded?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what kind of panic the guy might have gone into. It doesn't seem like he was a professional. He looked like an amateur. And just looking at the way he was, everything about it seemed pretty amateurish. And I think we all can agree, not even just law enforcement, former law enforcement. If you just even a person looking at it, you'd be like, what is this guy even doing? But yeah, I mean, this is all a possibility. And they were in the, all day long here in this general vicinity. That guest house has a lot to do with what happened to Nancy Guthrie, in my opinion.
Oh, we got a new member there.
Thank you, Dayers 64. The 64 was a good year. That's the year I was born. So welcome, and thank you for becoming a member.
You were the last of the boomers.
Yeah, Grammy Loves 9 says, I doubt Sheriff will give any answers for today. I doubt.
If he does at this point in time, I can't trust anything the guy says. He's always being contradicted.
Yeah. Candy, thank you for becoming a new member. KNS, thank you for the gifts. Gifting our members. DB Bentley, always generous. Thank you for gifting. Welcome to the new members. Thank you for being a member. And thank you, Judy. All right. I'm just trying to think if we forgot something. The only thing that leaves a little bit of questionability is what was the purpose of the cars going into Nancy Guthrie's garage?
Again, the only thing I can think of, and it's been talked about in the chat, is to hide. I mean, that vehicle was there first before these two black SUVs pulled into the driveway that you're seeing there. So that vehicle is already in the garage.
It's back
okay.
There. Yeah, it's in there.
So whoever those occupants of that vehicle that's in the garage, they were here first and in the garage. And so maybe they didn't want people seeing what they were up to, and maybe they do have equipment in there, and maybe that's why they shut the garage door, because they didn't want the video of them taking equipment out of the car, or getting drone image of what they were doing there.
Right. Yeah. And I hate to sound insensitive, but this to me, and this is my professional opinion. Brianna, thank you for becoming a member. Tracy, thank you for becoming a new member. Guys, just consider hitting that subscribe button, and a thumbs up would really be greatly appreciated. Ed and I don't ask for anything for our time. We do this really because we like to educate and inform. Please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. I don't want to sound insensitive, but this looks to me like a field trip, like a field day for them to go out and just get a look of the lay of the land. I could be wrong, Ed, but what do you think? What are you looking at, Ed?
Well, somebody's saying it looks like in the chat, it's a mom of 3.2024. The blonde lady looks like.
I already looked up the whole staff of the Pima County District Attorney's Office.
Yeah, I was trying to pull a picture up to see.
I already looked. There was no redheads online available on there, so I did that before we went live. But yeah, thank you for that. If you can keep, if you want to keep looking, you can. But I already looked before we went. So it looks like it was just like a field trip. Like, hey, let's go out and see this crime scene. Let's get a feel for it, because they've been looking at it with videos and pictures. And I get Ed, if you could run this through 3D laser scanning. They did a 3D laser scanning of my mouth today at the dentist, which is unbelievable, for the Invisalign. Straighten out some of my teeth in the front.
Yeah, they did a handheld unit, right? Or did they put you in the chair?
Handheld unit where they scanned all parts of my mouth. So I thought of the Faro 3D laser scanner. These detective investigators from the district attorney's squad, this is what we're guessing at. They could be just coming to say, hey, we saw pictures and videos, and they probably took 3D laser scans of the inside of the house. Wouldn't you think, Ed?
I'm hoping they did.
I pray to God that they did.
Yeah.
But this to me appears like a field trip to get out and to be on scene, so we can get a lay of the land. She's going.
That's what I said. Yeah, it's a DA walkthrough.
Yeah. But it's a coincidence, and it's got everybody going because it comes just not even 24 hours after Savannah goes on her Instagram account and says that we're gonna, pay $1 million to anybody that comes forward to give us information about our mom. So that's what makes it. I mean, there was just so many people watching and listening to this, and just guessing at what this could be. Definitely a branch of law enforcement. And as we stated, the district attorney's office has investigative squads. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up now, unless there's any pressing questions from anybody. I just want to look at News Nation really quick to see if they put anything new out. There, Brian Enton is on this, like he is there and embedded. So I just want to see if they do put anything that we might have missed. No. Let me check box really quick. Ed, you see anything?
Nope.
Nope. Is that a 100% nope?
I'm looking at the chat. I don't see anything. By the way, the chat is moving awfully slow.
Is that a 0.0? FBI raids. Nancy Guthrie latest investigation. That's about all I got.
That's all I have to say about that.
Hold on.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
My name is Forrest.
That's all I have to say about that. And that's all I have to say about that.
How about that, Ed?
There you go.
Kelly, good to see you. Fibro girl, good to see you, Kelly. Thank you for the $10. I love you, Kelly. Hey, listen, tomorrow I'm going for a PET scan at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. I'm fighting a bunch of different things going on right now. Ed, you broke it down really good. You said, oh, you have you had at one point 5 different cancers. So I have thyroid cancer confirmed. I have these lesions on my spine, and I have lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. We had it in remission, and then I don't know if this is an offshoot from it, but tomorrow I go for a PET scan. I'm asking for prayers from everybody in the chat. If you guys could put those prayer emojis in the chat, and please think about me tomorrow. I'll get the results probably on Friday.
And for those of you that are new here, all of this between Ron and I, these are all the medical issues that we have mostly come from working the World Trade Center 9/11 attack.
Yeah, we responded to the World Trade Center on that fateful day, and then the days following, I worked in the medical examiner's office, many tours, 12 hours at a clip, with recovery of body parts and so forth. And it took 23 years for it to get me, and some of my colleagues and friends a lot less. And we lost so many, many more to World Trade Center related cancers since the attack on our nation. All right, guys, on behalf of Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace, we want to send strength, prayers, and positive vibes to the Guthrie family, to everybody in that Tucson community, and all the investigators who are taxed with bringing these bad guys or bad girls or bad people to justice. So again, think about this family. Think about all the other families who have outstanding loved ones and are victims of crime. Keep them in your heart. Keep them in your prayers. We do always keep them. Ed, final.
Hey, folks, thank you again for spending time with us here. We know your time is valuable, and you can get your true crime fix anywhere you like on the internet. And it's an honor that you spent this a little over an hour with us. Almost an hour and 30 minutes to be, a little over an hour and 15 minutes. And thank you for that. As always, folks, when you're out and about or even in your home, stay safe, stay prepared, and watch your 6.
Amen to that, brother. Here we leave you with a picture of Nancy and her daughter, Savannah. This is what this case is about. So again, sending them all our love and support. And thank you to all who are here, the replay viewers, the moderators, the channel members. We love you guys. We thank you, and God bless. See you soon.